What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel, and thanks to all the subscribers I've recently got. But man, I'm blown away at how many people have just like been so positive with like my collection, and they've definitely been engaging in the comments, and I appreciate that. And I really and like I said, a lot of people have said, I hope I get my Omega back that was stolen, and I highly doubt that because, like I said, it was a long time ago. But, I appreciate the sentiment, and I understand as people love watches, you lose something like that, it's that dear to your heart. It's hard to, to come back from it. So, like, it's put a bad taste in my mouth about wanting another Speedmaster. After losing that one, I found myself saying, man, do I really want to put that much money back into another one? I could get something else, So that's why I'm thinking about going towards a Tudor or a Breitling. But enough of that. We're going to talk about this bad boy right here. This is an Oceanus. And I got one right here pulled up. It's $437 on eBay. And let me tell you something. Move over, Seiko. Move over, fucking anything you can think of, basically, in that price range. Because, man, this thing knocks them out of the park. The finishing, the quality. I mean, this thing, it's amazing. This is an amazing watch, and I'm going to show you why right now. All right, let's start off with the packaging, because this is pretty decent packaging for the price, okay? Now, I know originally these were a lot more expensive than what they're going for now. Like I said, around $437, and you're looking at free shipping. And let's take a look at what we're getting for that price here. So I had to dust this off. It's been up in storage for a while, but check this out. I mean, look at this. You get this here nice clamshell. Got my spare links in there. These are pin and collar. So if you don't notice, you look down in there, you see that little tube collar. Yeah, these are a pain in the butt. I normally realize to insert my collars in the inner part of the link, not on the outer. Put the collar in and then match up the link and then push it through. It works pretty good for me like that. So, which interesting story is I took this watch because I knew it was a pin and collar and I didn't have a punch block. I took it to a reputable watch maker, who's real well known in my area, and I told him, I said, well, it's a pin and collar. And he's like, what's a pin and collar? And I was like, wait a minute, what? And he's like, yeah, I've never heard of a pin and collar system. I was like, well, that's reassuring. So not everybody's heard of a pin and collar system. Even people that has been in the watch business for over 50 years has never heard of a pin and collar system. But this is also a guy who did not know that SKXs could not be wound. Because I was shaking an SKX down, and he's like, what are you doing? Why don't you wind it? And I was like, they don't wind. And he was like, yeah, they do. I was like, God, man, you are not making yourself look good right now. Anyways, awesome packaging. We're going to take a look at this booklet here, because, you got like a little booklet. It's all in Japanese, so I'm pretty sure I won't be able to understand any of that unless I take a college course. We got some like little pamphlets, talking about how to unlatch it. So luckily it's got some pictures for idiots like me. But I'll tell you something about the seller. The guy who sold me this, like I said, it was brand spanking new. He sent me this little paper crane from Japan because it came straight from Japan. So I was like, how neat is that? I think it also had a little piece of candy, but I already ate the piece of candy, so there's no more candy. But yeah, look at that. This is so sweet. Thanks, guy, whoever you were. But yeah, we're gonna put this stuff to the side. I can't even work this box now. All right, we're gonna put the box back to the side. Put this up. Yeah, like I said, for the money, you don't get this with Seiko. I'm just saying, you don't get this with Seiko. For this price, you're not gonna get this. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy right here. Look at this. All right, so you look at this finishing on this, and for the price point, this is some almost like, they call it Sriracha finishing. Anyways, for the level of finishing you get in this, it is incredible. Look at those edges. Let's see if we can get in there for some macro shots. Yeah, look at that. Let me tell you something. I've had this watch for years. Okay? I'm talking like maybe 5-6 years. Yeah, I've had this watch for years, man. And look at this. Look at this. This is titanium. Now you see the scratches? I worked outside construction. Look at this. My other watches, mangled. Look at this bad boy. Look at that clasp. So let me tell you something. If this being made out of titanium is something you worry about, do not let that negate you from buying this, because you are an idiot if you fall for that, because this thing right here, it is, I don't know what they've coated it in. It's in some type of like, it's what it's what Captain America's shield has been coated in, because this stuff is fantastic. Let me show you this. Look at this. Now we're gonna activate this fancy feature right here. It's called, you pull the crown out, and watch that seconds hand. Now if you notice right here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. If I can get her to zoom in, you see where that second hand is pointing? It says NYC. Now if I point this around, look at this. Watch it move. Every time I turn, one click. You hear that click? And watch those hands move. Because I'm moving it to each time zone. So wherever you are in the world, if you're going there, say I'm gonna hop over here. Watch my date wheel move. Now look at that. Now I want to go back. I was like, oh, I'm gonna time travel back over to New York, which I'm on Eastern Seaboard. And look at that. Am I back? I can't see. Hold on a second. My eyeballs aren't very good. Oh, there, that's NYC. Okay, I wasn't on it. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the camera and look at this same time. It's kind of difficult. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, what more features do you need? I mean, especially when if you're traveling, you know. I mean, I understand if you're not a traveler, maybe you don't have a need for those features. But you know, a lot of people buy chronographs and they don't need a chronograph because they're not timing anything. So, you know, you don't need a stopwatch. But you know, sometimes it's fun to have one. Looking at the clasp, it's great. I mean, look at the finishing. I mean, you got some milled out, nothing stamped. I mean, I've never had it come loose on me. All the years I've been wearing it, it's never popped open. I've had some other watches by other names and other brands that have popped open on me before, but not this one. It's been a very good watch. And like I said, my wrists are a little bit, I've been out in the heat, so my wrists are a little bit swollen, but yeah, check that out. And I'm going to show you how cool this thing is out in the daylight, because I'm going to show you some clips right now. Now, before I forget, let's check out this Lume, because that's another standpoint about this watch. It's got pretty good Lume on it. Yeah, check out that cool ice blue Lume. And it's not the greatest Lume in the world, but it's very good, and it lasts for quite a while. I've never had any complaints with it. I mean, as it gets darker, your eyes get adjusted to the darkness, and you can still see a glow from it. So I wouldn't put it on par with Seiko's Lume, but it's really good. Much better than anything else I've seen on Casios. So that right there should speak volumes for this watch, because there's a blue sapphire crystal, but the only way you notice that it's blue is around the very edges of it. And you get a very, very little bit of a blue tinge, which gives it that little bit of extra something. You know what I mean? Like my ex-girlfriend, she loved this watch. This was her favorite watch that I wore. She always talked about how beautiful it was. And, you know, she was crazy about it. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on this watch. It looks much more expensive than what it actually is now. And like I said, I mean, look at the back. The back of it, it's built for comfort. Now, like I said, you're gonna have some flare. You know what I mean? That's as far as your bracelet turns down. So your first links or your end links, they kind of stick out there a little bit. You know, it's kind of weird. I don't really know why they went that route. I've seen there's a new Oceanus out there that has fixed that, and they've made the links removable, and you can put it on a leather strap or something else. So that one's quite hot right now. It might be more expensive than this one, but let's be honest here. This bracelet's killer. Once it's sized and it's set up for you, you really don't need anything else. I mean, you really don't need it to strap swap. But I mean, if you're a type of person that likes to strap swap, I mean, that's completely understandable. That's your opinion. But for what you're getting here, I mean, this is a fantastic watch. And I mean, I know there's people that haven't heard of it before, and there's people that have heard it for years because, like I said, there's plenty of videos on this watch online. That's how I originally heard about it. But I figured, this video could reach new people that have never heard about these watches, because it is known as an Oceanus, but it's made by Casio, so it's like their step up in luxury. It's not in the realm of their, is it MTG? Their MTG line is like Grand Seiko version of Casio, but I mean that's a great watch. I mean, what more do you need as an everyday? If this is a one type of person watch, say you don't want any more. You don't want a collection. You just want one watch that, you can use the rest of your life. This is it, man. It's solar powered. You see where it says tough solar? Or no, it says tough movement, okay? But it's solar, okay? This thing doesn't need batteries. It's not gonna die on you. You got this button over here on the side, which, I normally don't push it much because I really don't know what it's doing, because I think it tells me if it received signal or not. Yeah, It says, no, it has not received signal. So it points to, there's an N and then there's a Y. So then you give it a few seconds hand jumps, goes back to the normal time. This right here is to manually set the date and the time. I think if you go in there and you actually like hold it down, I think most of the time the watch is going to come already set out of the box. I mean, like from what I've seen, most people got in there is that they're already working, because it receives atomic signal, or it receives signals from the atomic clock. So normally, as long as I leave it out somewhere in my house, maybe by the window, it gets the signal every night, and it corrects its time, so it's never wrong. So I mean, there's a lot going for this watch. If you really want to always have a watch that's on time, because I mean, you don't want to watch that. Hopefully, if you do have an automatic watch, hopefully it runs fast than it runs slow, because if it runs fast, at least you show up on time, or you show up early, because you'd rather be early to work than late to work. But yeah, like I said, this is a great watch, and for the money, it really can't be beat. It really can't. And anybody that's on the fence, thinking about this watch, just do it. I mean, it's not a whole lot of money, and I understand big expensive purchases. I mean, your big watches, cost big money, and they're a huge decision. But a watch like this, it's not such a bad decision. I mean, yeah, you're paying more. I mean, you could get a PS5 for as much as this watch costs, but it all is what's relevant to you. Maybe you don't game. Maybe you don't want a PlayStation 5. Maybe you're a PC elitist. But anyways, that's another topic. But like always, subscribe and follow my other check out my other videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this watch. Do you own one? I'm sure a lot of you do. If you own one, let me know what you think about yours. Has yours had a great finish? Has yours held up over the years? You know what I mean? Is yours as durable as this one, or is mine just a special case with how durable how scratch resistant it is? Because I mean, look at that. Like, there's hardly nothing on this. I mean, yeah, I got a few little hairline scratches, here and there, and mostly fingerprints, because I've been over here giving her the old, but anyways, the dang that dang quality is unmatched, man. I really can't beat it. And you gotta commend a brand that can provide this level of quality for this price. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling and get out of here. Y'all have a great night.